34 days to the referendum on Britain's future in the EU, where the British public will decide whether or not they want to leave or remain. And statistics from the Electoral Reform Society suggest that young people have not maybe engaged fully with the debate so far, with just 21% of 18 to 24-year-olds saying that they were very interested in the debate. That was the upper category of interest.
And I'm actually a prominent Leave campaigner. I believe in sovereignty. I believe that our country should govern itself, but I also believe in economic competence, and I believe that the £20 billion gross or £11 billion net, however you want to say it, I think it's incredibly important that that money is spent in Britain, and I think British taxpayers want that money to be spent on our priorities, like the NHS, like schools, and in particular in Scotland as well, where we can build a new school every week with the money from our contribution.
Where are you on Cameron's point, which is that, you know, we're in a world which is increasingly interconnected, cooperation is the norm, and that leaving the EU at this point wouldn't make sense on several levels, they say, economically, in terms of cooperation on strategic and intelligence grounds. There's a long list of things. So where would you be on that?
Well, I mean, you only have to look at a country like Iceland with a population of 300,000.
Is that comparable?
Well, I come from the city of Glasgow that has 500,000 people, and if Iceland can make a trade deal with China and with the European Union, and Barack Obama said, well, we're back of the queue, but Iceland clearly wasn't. They managed to sort a trade deal out. They have their own fishing waters.
Accept the implications of that as Elena describes them?
I don't, and the reason why I don't is because I think there was actually a poll conducted by YouGov in which 10% of Scots wanted a new referendum. People are sick of in Scotland, which is clear by Ruth Davidson's plus 16 seats, is the fact that they're sick of the referendum, they don't want it happening, and as a result of that, the SNP's mandate is gone, it's disappeared, they don't even have the majority. So the idea...
They did pretty well in the election. I mean, I think that the idea that the mandate is gone, I probably could hear them shouting from here. But anyway, you were saying...
I don't believe, I mean, they did lose seats, but that was obviously to do with the AMS system. But I do think that the majority of the Scottish people want this referendum, I think, in terms of the EU, but I think that they are sick. A lot of Scottish people are actually just sick of politics at the moment.
But do you accept that most Scottish people want to stay in? Is that your view or not?
I believe that, yes, at the moment, of course, more Scots do seem to be leaning that way, according to polls. I can't deny that. But that is my job and jobs of Leave campaigners and Scottish Vote Leave.
OK. Cameron, just a point about Scotland's future. If